Hey guys, MC Mura here, and today we're making Street Fighter 6 tier list. It's been a while since I made one of those. It's been a long time actually, and Terry been out for about a month. I imagine the patch we're playing on right now is the one that we will keep using until Capcom Cup, because my comes next year. So we're probably talking February, maybe March, and that's just right in time for Cap Cup. So we're sticking with this one for a while, and here I segmented it into top tier, high tier, mid tier, low mid, and then low. And I do want to preface that I think Street Fighter 6, the balancing in it right now is absolutely fantastic. I think up until low mid tier, even low mid characters, I do think can go for deep runs and even win tournaments sometimes, right? Wouldn't surprise me if one of the guys in here actually won something. Low tiers, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, but the balance in general is fantastic. I'm not gonna beat around the bush a lot. We all know who the top tiers are, right? We got Guile, which yes, I do think is top tier. We got Kami, where is he? We got Akuma, obviously. We got Rashid. We got Bison, and we got Ed. And I do think these 6 characters to me are, without a question, the best 6 characters in Street Fighter 6. Everyone is obsessed with top 5, top 5. In Street Fighter 6, we got top 6, and these are the top 6. Now, what's interesting to me in Street Fighter 6 is that these characters, there's a lot of dynamic between them, so ordering them is a little bit difficult. Lot will say that Rashid is the best character in the game, and you can make a good argument for it. However, I played Bison a ton, and we got a local Rashid players who's very strong, and judging even by the results, I asked a lot of players as well. I do decisively think that Bison beat Rashid. So here we got the game running. I'm gonna show you why I do think Bison actually does really well here. Rashid got very stubby light attacks, and for example, if Bison is throwing out a lot of scissors, I don't know why I keep calling this the reverse. If Bison is throwing out scissors, even like from close range, it's gonna be very difficult for Rashid to punish. Like, unless you're very bad like that, yeah, he's not getting a punish. So this is very, very good. If Rashid is throwing out fireballs, M. Bison's drive impact is actually insane. See how far I'm getting him from? Almost like half screen away. I actually do want to look into this. I want to see, like, does Bison have a longer than usual drive impact? I don't know, but this interaction, yeah, from very far away, you can drive impact Rashid out of his fireball. And obviously, if Rashid throws out the level 2 super, we all know that Bison can Psycho Crusher through that. And even if you didn't get a punish, even if Rashid was able to block, the fact that you were able to go through that fireball, that level 2 super, that's actually pretty good. Let me actually lower the voice of the game a little bit. I think the audio on the game might be a bit too high. So yeah. So that is really, really great for Bison. And if we're forced to play the ground game, Bison is superior. So Bison beats Rashid. And given that Rashid is kind of a technical character to play, I do think Bison is a little bit easy. Sees the dilemma, and then we start introducing other characters like Ed, right? And Ed and Bison is a kind of a funny matchup, because Ed players will tell you he loses to Bison, and Bison player will tell you he loses to Ed. So, and both sides can make argument. So let me hear Big Ed, and I'm gonna show you like why both sides kind of have a point. It's probably an even matchup, but I do think Bison's damage is what's keeping him in the match. But we'll check it out, right? So Bison is gonna go for his scissors. This crouching light kick for Ed is an amazing punish for that, right? It's like kind of like the reverse of Rashid, where Rashid have very hard time punishing it. Ed punish it kind of easily. Say that the Bison loves doing stomps, the reverses, and all of that. Ed, that heavy kick is a fantastic anti-air for that. you're mine, and he can get a lot of damage, right? Ed controls the space really well with that medium kick, and obviously he got PP if he wants. I just showed you like he can get a lot of damage, right? That standing medium kick is also very good. It's very hard for Bison to play around it and play around Flicker. However, let's reverse it. If Bison actually manages to find Ed whiffing, he also can punish Flicker in a way that most of the other roster can. So here, for example, we will have Ed, like Ed is gonna whiff his Flicker. See, Bison can slide, and this is actually not that hard to do. There's a ton of recovery here, so Bison can whiff punish slide, can whiff punish the Flicker with slide, something that most of the roster can't. But I do think that Ed controls the neutral enough for me to say that he got a slight advantage. Now, obviously, Ed is hard to play, Bison is easy to play, so this is probably why the matchup looks more in Bison's favor, but I do think Ed got a little bit of an edge. But then I do think that Guile beats Ed. See, like this is where it gets funny, right? Why do I think that why do I think that Guile beats Ed? Well, thing is, Ed really loves to control the mid-range. Ed players really love to control this distance, right? But it's very hard and it's very awkward for Ed to play around booms. Right? This is what makes it hard for him. If Ed's gonna play this game, typically against many other characters, he will hold Flicker and he's gonna try to press them with Flicker, maybe hold, maybe backstep and all of that, right? So that's kind of the game plan, but booms are insane, and if Ed's going for a lot of like Flicker holds, Guile can very easily just OD boom. OD boom is so good against Flicker, right? And if you wanna watch like how this matchup goes, watch Higuchi versus Lishar from the Esports World Cup. It will give you like a great idea of why I do think Guile does fantastic in this matchup. Probably got slight edge, but he does have an edge, so it makes it weird. But then like you got Akuma, and I think Akuma does really well versus Guile, so it's complicated, right? It's complicated, and there are characters from those top tiers that are really good, characters that are not. In my opinion, if I had to order them, I will order them as follows, right? Theoretically, I do think Ed is the best character in the game. He is the most complete. He got a very dominant game plan. He controls the game really well. He got a lot of winning matchups, and he is really hard to play. So it's hard to be consistent with, right? I feel like Bison and Ed are like two sides of a coin, right? They're both very strong. Bison is super good because he's easy. Ed is super good despite being very difficult. So I do think Ed is the best, right? Number 2 for me, I do actually think is Cammy. And number 3 is gonna be Akuma. So why is Cammy so strong? Why is Cammy so up there for me? I think in this patch, Cammy is favored in a lot of the matchups. Like I think she fights Ed well. She fights most of the good characters well. She's a character that got pretty good walk speed. Her jab accuracy medium are pretty great. Cammy also, I do think, probably got the best defensive options in the game. Like let's say that Ed here is gonna throw us and then like try to throw loop, right? So Cammy obviously got the DP that switches sides. That is fantastic. She got the wake up OD dive kick, right, which pretty much gets her out of the corner, and obviously she got like the parry, 4-frame jab. Her corner carry in general is tremendous, and Cammy's main nemesis as of last year, which I do think was Blanca, and I think she struggled a little bit versus Blanca and maybe a little bit versus Honda. Blanca is a lot tamer this patch. So overall, I do think Cammy is a very solid character. She doesn't dominate others that much, and obviously, like even against a character like Ed, I think she fights him well, and dive kick, I mean, that's obviously great, right? So dive kicks are really good in this game. My thumb hurt like hell. So if I was in the gym today and I kind of got injured in my thumb. So if there's any like shitty execution, please excuse it because I am hurting here. Akuma. Akuma again fight most of these characters fairly well. I don't think he's a character that got like a severely bad matchup. I think the main issue for Akuma is Bison. Again, Bison is like the wrench in everyone's side. Like if you're using Akuma, you're always gonna run into Bison, and I don't think Bison like tools wise necessarily beats Akuma, but Bison is so explosive and he's just out there. So Akuma is really good in theory, but I do think he does have some, I do think he got some things about him that I don't think is that perfect, that it doesn't make me say with comfort that he is like the best, right? So he does have an amazing fireball, right? We know that Akuma's fireball is great. We know that his walk speed is great. We know that he got the privilege Shoto heavy punch. He got everything, right? But the thing about Akuma is I don't think his corner carry is that great. Like most of the other roster, like many of the best characters will, like for example Ed even, right? Like Ed will carry you to the corner. Yeah, that's like a bread and butter combo, and now you're in the corner. Akuma, not so much, right? Like he needs 2 combos or so to get you there. I also think his throw Oki mid-screen is not that great. Akuma is not a character that really gets like mid-screen throw Oki. So he does have some things to him that I do think, and obviously there is like 9k HP. There is the fact that Bison is very prominent, and Bison does a ton of damage. I do think Ed also fights him fairly well. So top 3 for Akuma, but not top 2 or 1. I don't think he is the best. Even in theory, I think Akuma, but obviously he does have a lot of bullshit factor as well. Like he got his dive kick, which is super stupid in this game. Demon flip dive is also so good. So amazing character, obviously, but I think the others are a little bit better. Bison, Lord Bibson. What is there to say about Bison that haven't already been done? Bison is Havoc incarnate, right? Bison is a character that does absurd damage. He's very easy to play. Like and before anyone say like, oh, he's just another Bison hater, like, dude, like I play Bison a ton, right? So he's very easy to play, he's very effective, the game plan is very straightforward, his buttons are great, his anti-airs for Bison I think are great. Like I played Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Bison never had something like this, to be honest. His crouching heavy punch in this game compared to like the previous iterations of Bison is actually really good, right? His only issue is his lack of defensive options. If you take a look at all of the top tiers here, all of them got an invincible reversal with the exception of Bison, right? So he is not that stable. Like out of all of the characters, like I think you can win a tournament using Ed alone. You can win a tournament using Cammy, Akuma, Guile, Rashid. Can you win an entire tournament only using Bison? You could, but like he's the hardest character to solo main and consistently like win very big tournaments out of these guys. Even I even saw like Problem X saying that he's looking for a secondary. So Rashid, amazing character. Like he got everything. He got set up for days. His fireball is so good. Rashid's fireball is absolutely terrific. Even just to meter baits your opponent. He got setups for days, pretty solid neutral. They say he's stubby, he's not that, like his lights are stubby, but his mediums are not. He got a short, really fast drive rush. This drive rush crouching light kick is super annoying. Rashid kind of like pretends that he's playing neutral, but he's not really. So that overhead is super good. His fireball is super good for parry baits because you can whiff it and then you're gonna go for a parry. And obviously the level 2 that like any knockdown, a great desert storm. It's so hard to deal with. It's so obnoxious in this game. So Rashid, nothing that we haven't heard before. Finally, we got Guile. See, what the thing with Guile is he is a character that I think on paper he's not missing anything. Like he's perfect on paper, but I do think he does have a problem that many of the other characters don't, and it's that he's not that dynamic. What I mean is, like for example, Ed can go back and forth, walk forward, bait the wave, bam, bam, get like the really big damage. This is the one thing that's kind of missing from Guile. Like his gameplay is gonna be a lot of fireball drive rush, and he can get like great effect out of that, but his like wave punishment game into damage is not that amazing. And I do think his corner carry is kind of lacking as well. Obviously, if you back rise like that, you're gonna get yourself closer to the corner, but Guile doesn't carry you that much to the corner. Not as much as a lot of the other strong characters, and even if he gets you to the corner, he's one of the characters that have to like drive rush to get throw loop, which doesn't matter actually, so he's pretty good. I think he is like probably the most, I was gonna say the most honest of the top tiers, but he's like a fireball drive rush machine, so he's not honest, but he is the least dynamic one of them, but he's still very good. And Guile good matchups are amazing for him. Like he dominates characters. If you lose to Guile, you probably lose badly. So yeah, these guys are the top tiers, best characters in the game. Now there are a couple of other characters. There are 4 other characters that I think you can make an argument for being top tiers, but I do think they are just that one little step behind. I got Ken. I do think Ken is by far like easily the best character that is not in these top tiers. So I got Ken, I got Aki. So these now let's type ordered. So Ken, Aki, Zangief, and JP. These are the characters that I will say are like the high tiers. Maybe I will put them more like that. Ken. Ken is the strongest season 1 character. Probably him and Cammy, obviously, but yeah, he's the guy that he's a guy to beat. Ken is fantastic. I think Ken's crouching medium kick, this is probably the best normal in the game. And it's not the best normal in the game because it does anything out of the ordinary. It's the best normal in the game because it's 7 frames. It makes attacking Ken very difficult. Like if you're trying to approach Ken and attack him defensively, this is so good. And obviously he got a lot of corner carry, he got the throw loops, Janrai is super abusable, he got Oki out of everything, like forward throw mid screen, unlike Akuma here, this dude will get like massive Oki. So that's, take a look at how much damage that did. So he gets that corner carry, even on like something like the back throw does a ton of corner carry, so his corner control is amazing. He got the side switch obviously, which is obviously always great to have. Really good drive rush jab, which is amazing, invaluable in this game, knocks down out of everything. It's Ken, like you've been playing the game so much, you know how good Ken is. Zangief. I think Zangief is really good as a character right now, mainly because he's like the anti-meta, right? Zangief does a ton of chip damage to your drive. Zangief does fairly well, like against most of these characters. I think Zangief does very well. Zangief's heavy punch is super obnoxious to play against. Like let's say for example, let's even have Guile, like the character, like the fireball machine, right? Say that Guile is gonna throw boom, right? I think you have to whiff like one for. Okay, Guile throws a boom. Yeah, this is so good. This is so good versus fireball characters now, and you can do it really late too. See this? Like I saw it after I saw the boom. and still getting like the punish counter. So that is amazing. If the opponent here obviously is blocking, he does a ton of damage to your like he does a ton of damage to your drive. As a forward medium kick, this is still really good and easy to set up. Like this is just, this is just the setup. Like it is that easy. Bam, and that's plus one block. Now plus two. Two crouching light kick, crouching light punch. Bam, you're plus two, and then like you get to mix for an SPD, right? So that's amazing. His whiff punish with standing light kick is really good. This obviously being plus 4 means that there's always like the threat of SPD. SPD does a ton of damage. If the opponent happened to wake up with a drive reversal, he got probably one of the hardest punishes to drive reversal in the game. I am almighty. That's like 39%. That is insane. His meter build as well is kind of nuts now. Like just check out how much damage his too late does. That's like 80% of bar. So if he knows that he got the win, he can just do that. But Zangief is amazing. Like in this patch, Zangief is amazing. And even characters like Fireball characters that are supposed to fight him really well, as they struggle against him, right? So amazing characters, and his matchup spread is really good as well. Characters like I think JP and Dhalsim kind of give him like a hard time, but JB used to struggle a lot this season. He's a little bit better now, which kind of nerfs Zangief a little bit, but Dhalsim is not that great, so Aki, I think, is a fantastic character. Her issue is that I don't think she does particularly amazing against the top tiers, especially like Kami and Akuma. Aki got the most straightforward game plan in Street Fighter 6. She is like Fireball Drive Rush incarnate, and she is also a character that got a win. So she's like this. She's the premier user of this in the game right now. And the good thing about her as well is that she got a win condition where if she were already poisoned and she got the hit, now she does a lot more damage, so that is great for her. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think her matchup spread against the top tiers, against like Kami, against Kuma, as well from playing it against Bison. I think Bison does well versus her as well. So like these three characters probably make her life a little bit hard, but she's obviously very, very good. And then we got JP, and JP is JP. Like he's still an amazing character. His control is still amazing. JP's control of the mid range, he's still, I do think, one of the hardest characters to play against. Like he's one of the hardest characters to play against in the neutral. Even just stopping JP from doing drive rush crouching medium kick is difficult because of the disjoint. This button is still really good. They brought back his anti-air, which is now like a gain to being like a really silly move. It's not as silly as it used to be, but yeah, it's ridiculous. I haven't seen this move lose once since the update. Yeah, we're back. They also buffed him a little bit. Yeah, now he gets his juggle. I don't know like what else he gets, but I know that he got new combos now with the forward kick. This is the one I've seen. Jesus, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. So JP is absolutely amazing. He's a menace. I do think he does have a couple of issues though. I think his drive, like his drive reversal punishment is not that great because he's not a character with a 6 frame medium. Not having that means a lot in this game because he's gonna punish drive reversals with a scaled punish. So this matters a lot, especially on the higher level, because he's like one of the characters that you can wake up the drive reversal against, so that will hurt him a little bit. He does obviously have like punishes, like he can do stuff like that, but yeah, it's gonna be a jab combo, so that's gonna be scaled a little bit. Obviously there is the nerfs to OD amnesia, so he's not as cheap as he used to, but still very, very good character. And I do think the drive reversal change actually hurt him. Like every one of the characters here got, with the exception of Ed actually, Ed doesn't have a good punish to drive reversals as well, but everyone else is amazing against drive reversals, but he gets he gets got a little bit on that front, but obviously still an amazing character. Okay, so let's now go over the mid tiers. And mid tiers are strong characters. You can make it very far with them in tournaments. You can do it even solo. I do think Jury is probably like the best mid tier right now. We also got Shunner, we got DJ, we got Ryu, we got Luke. I do think Ryu's a bit better than Luke this patch actually. I don't know, Blanca in there as well. So these are the characters that I do think are mid tiers, right? They're really good, really good characters, but I think the guys above are a little bit better, right? So Jury, the quintessential 346 character. She doesn't really have any weakness of sorts. She's a very standard character. She got a pretty strong fireball that is not that orthodox, but really good for like fireball drive rush. She struggles a little bit versus zoning, but so is a mini character. She got one of the better drive rushes. Her throw loop is kind of like Terry, where it's not like, it's like throw loops that they can punish if they decided to backdash. So her throw loop in the corner is a little bit weaker than others, but obviously she does have a blossom block medium, so the situation for her in this instant is not as dire as someone like Terry, so she got it a little bit better. She got a really good uppercut as well. I do think probably like the best uppercut in the game, given the headbox and speed of it, start of 5 frames. That's really good. So she's an all-around really good character. She does struggle versus fireballs, and I do think from everything I've seen, I do think like Chun-Li is really hard for her. I do think Guile is really hard for her. She struggles like zoners in general. So good character. Shunner. Again, these guys, the mid-tier guys, are good, but they don't have that X factor to them that makes them amazing. Chun-Li got pretty good walk speed. Her crouching medium kick, this is a war crime. Her forward medium punch, that is a really good button. Not as good as it used to be, but still a really good button. Her standing heavy punch got a very good headbox on it. It is whiff punishable, but it's not that it's not that easy to whiff punish it because the range on it is good, and obviously coupled with her walk speed, you don't wanna let Chun-Li be away from you a lot because this is gonna enable her fireball drive rush. But also if you get close enough where you wanna poke her, she got a really fast walk speed, and she got like really good whiff punishes as well, especially with like forward medium punch. So yeah, hard character to play against in general. She does have an anti-air with her Tenchu kick that is a little bit tricky, but if you're really good with it, if you got a hitbox, you can do it. So yeah, like good character, but I do think she struggles. And I also think from what I played, I didn't like Chun-Li versus Ed. I thought that Ed, because I like before Terry and Bison came out, I was starting to play a lot of Chun-Li. I think Ed was a little bit difficult. Akuma is definitely a hard matchup for Chun-Li. So these two are hard. Bison, probably 50-50. Probably 50-50. And Guile was really hard. So she struggled versus Guile, struggled with Akuma. Okay versus Cammy, but yeah, I didn't like JP either. I thought GB was really difficult as well. So she struggled against many of these characters. So DJ, really good guy. DJ is really good. The thing about him is he have to hit you a lot more now. So that's just his weakness, but he still got a really stupid drive rush. He still got a really good fireball. He still got a stupid sway game where he can be really cheesy about it. That jumping light kick, this one is still really good and still leads to a lot of damage. It's just that his damage output got nerfed a little bit, where it's now a little bit more reasonable, but he's still a fantastic character. I think DJ is still like all around a fantastic character. Maybe not, he's certainly not as cheap as he used to be, but yeah, he's still really good. Ryu and Luke. That's interesting. Ryu and Luke are more or less the same. Now let's pick both of them up. In the previous tier list, I placed Ryu rather high, and I still do think he's very good in this game. He's probably up there with Yuri. Like, let's actually put him here. Maybe Chun-Li's better. They're all very close to power level, but I do think Ryu is fantastic. I think Ryu's pressure is extremely underrated, in all honesty. Like, for example, I do think that Ryu got the best, like flat out the best throw loop in the game. I think he flat out got the best throw loop in the game, and that's saying a lot because like throw loops are very important here. But the fact that he's like the only character with the shimmy that you can't see. Like, if I'm playing Luke and I throw a loop you here, I gotta walk forward and then gotta walk backward. Some people can react to that or try to. There is no reacting to Ryu's because he's already there. You see what I'm saying? So his throw loop is absolutely insane, and it's what Kasuanagi really relied on. Playing Ryu as a gorilla works a lot as well, because in this game everything leads to Oki. So he does a lot of damage, so that's good. Ryu also is one of the very few characters like that got like meterless uppercut Oki. Something that the Ryu players will not really tell you about, but yeah, like one of the very few characters that can get Oki on a light DP without having to rely on Drive Rush, right? So that is actually really good as well. I made an entire video about why I think Ryu is good, right? But his damage output, his throw loop, his Oki in general, I don't think all of that is really fantastic, right? And he's proven to be successful, like he's proven already. So Ryu, solid mid tier, absolutely can win. Luke. Man, Luke is in such a weird spot. I think Luke is actually pretty, like he's pretty solid. Like you can still do really good with him. Let's actually switch to Luke instead of Ryu, because I want to show you some of the changes to Luke and why I do think he's still fairly good. Like, he still got that standing medium kick, which is still one of the best pokes. His crouching medium kick is still really good. His crouching medium punch, like hitbox wise, this is still absolutely insane. Yeah, like hitbox wise, this is absolutely insane. Just that his damage output now, as you can see, like this was the crouching medium punch as a whiff punish, 2.6k, that's not that great. His damage output now, I do think, is a little bit lacking. The change to his level 1 super makes it really hard to use against like anti-fireball. I don't have supers, yeah. It's kind of hard to use. It's kind of harder to use it right now. It's mostly just his damage output, in all honesty. He did get some cool buffs actually with the recent match, where say after a drive rush crouching medium punch, he's now a little bit closer, so he can get that. Or like there's a little bit less pushback on the lights. So one of the very few characters that can get him medium into like double lights, especially like a crouching light kick check. So that is really good. If you got a combo into his OD flash knuckle, this puts you in a very good position, does a ton of damage. So that's good, but that's 3 bars. So he's the same character more or less, just that Akuma does a lot of damage. Bison does a lot of damage. A lot of characters do a lot of damage, and he got damage nerf. He probably got the hardest damage nerf, him and DJ, so that kind of... And his main biggest issue is Akuma. Like him and Ryu, their biggest issue is Akuma, although I do think Ryu shines in other spots that Akuma doesn't, while Luke is more similar to Akuma than Ryu. That's my opinion, right? But still a very, very good character. Blanca, I still think Blanca is good as well, but it's just the damage nerfs. It really is the damage nerf, and it is substantial, because Blanca went from like having the ability to touch you to now where it doesn't really happen that way, right? His damage output, his damage potential went down dramatically. Right, so yeah, mostly the same character, but yeah, obviously got a little bit nerfed. And I do think the nerf to the drive rush overhead, this one kind of sucked as well, because at +2 he was in a really good position, but at +1 the mix-up is a lot weaker. Another one of these characters that really doesn't have an amazing punish to drive reversal as well. So previously, like in the previous patch, for example, if he knocked you down with the setup, right? If he does that, like it was really hard, right? And if you happen to block, if you happen to do like a drive reversal on wake up and you got blocked, he did this and this was unscaled, so he was doing like a ton of damage on you. But obviously now, because there is like the drive reversals, because they are, let's actually create a situation, right? Let's show you what I mean, right? So in this position, at +6, and him not having like a 6-frame medium, he doesn't get like super big punishes. When it was -8, he was getting this, right, which will play to a lot. It even got scaled now, but now with the current changes, he will actually get just a light. Yeah, so scaled a lot. Obviously, you could keep going, but the meter, it's not worth it anymore. So I do think that nerfed his damage potential substantially. The drive reversal change and the fact that he's a lot of scaling, not having access to 6-frame medium, all of that, it's a little bit weaker OK on drive rush overhead. All of that kind of combines to make him a lot less explosive, I feel like, right? Now let's go over the low-mid characters. These guys can go far. It's unlikely. Let's turn blank off. It's unlikely, but they can go far. Kimberly, Manon, Lily. I think actually Manon is a bit better than Lily now. Yeah, I do think these guys are the lower mid. These are the characters that obviously, like now that you've seen it, these are the bottom 3. I would put him even in this order, right? But let's go over Terry first. I've been playing Terry so freaking much. Right? I want to show you my profile. Like, I've been playing Terry non-stop, and my rates was, I haven't actually been playing rank that much, but I have like 68%, like that's even like almost close to Bison. So I played him the most in phase 5, 86%, so not too bad. Terry is a trap of a character. There is some stuff about him that so how do I put this? Let's actually make Zangief because I want to show you something funny. Here's the thing with Terry, right? I started doing better with Terry when I stopped playing neutral and started pretending to play neutral. So here's what I mean, right? If I'm in this range and I'm trying to like standing, medium kick, heavy kick, footsies with punish and trying to play Terry the traditional way, you're gonna lose so quick because he doesn't have the good normals to play that way. So how do I play Terry right now? Right? I mostly stick to this. I let the opponent be more aggressive. I want them to like try to jump. I want them to try to like approach me. I want them to try to like approach with buttons. Maybe like go for like a medium, whatever, right? And then use my medium punch fireball. This is by far your biggest ace in the hole, because on a punish counter you got the knockdown, on a counter hit you got the knockdown, now you get some sort of like follow-up, right? So that is not bad. Or I maybe like power knuckle and go in, maybe I drive rush jab, maybe I drive rush into grab, maybe I will crack shoot with a light, maybe crack shoot with a medium, maybe crack shoot with a heavy. Or just walk into the range and try to crush a medium kick. That's pretty much it. If you try to play neutral the classic way with Terry, it just doesn't work out. And he does have some issues to him that is really weird. Like for example, in this Zangief matchup. Oh my god, this one is kind of stupid. So I'm gonna do like jab into his quick burn. See this? Even though that special is supposed to be there, like from close range, it actually beats his life kick, but from far range, boom. And obviously you do realize that if quick burn got blocked, that's a punish counter SPD. Oh my god. So yeah, I do think Terry is lower mid. He got really good strengths. His corner carry is actually kind of really good. There's a lot. Okay, so I don't want to make it sound so negative on Terry. So let's talk about like what is he good at, right? Amazing crouching medium kick, right? Amazing. And if you can do that, bam, that's like insta corner, so that is great. If you actually got why is he waking up with driving? If you got 3 bars, like say that we got the same situation again, checking with lights there is fantastic, because at any point right, you're getting geyser, right? That's like almost like 40% from a light check, so he gets that. That is actually really good as well. His anti-air, I think his uppercut is also pretty nice. The light fireball, I think this as a medium fireball, I'm sorry, is really good as well. If you got the right hit, you okay? Master Wolf! That's like almost like 4k damage, so he does have some good strengths to him. He's really fun to play, and I've been playing him a lot. I've been having a blast. But yeah, like if you play Terry the traditional way, in the traditional way, he's not that great. But overall, I think he's lower mid. Kimberly, think about Kimberly is, in many ways, she feels like she's not that special. Like her rush down is really good. She absolutely can get you. She does have a lot of high damage potential. Like I'm telling you, she can break 7k in the corner if she got the right hit. But yeah, her neutral is not that. Is not that amazing, right? It's not that easy to force the issue. Where is she? Yeah. Her neutral is not that great, and standing medium kick, although I do think this is like one of the best normals probably in the game. Yeah, the neutral isn't that great, but she's not that bad as well. I want to say that I don't think she's that bad, just that characters overshadow her. Manon, Marisa, and Lily. So I must admit, I do think Manon is better than I initially thought in the start of the season. As proven by IDOM, Manon actually can get work done. It's just so difficult, right? Like IDOM is playing out of his mind, and also I do think like especially like in tournament, the luck of the bracket, it kind of have to work in your favor, because Yuri is like an impossible matchup for Manon. Guile is super hard. I do think she loses to all the Shotos, which is a big problem. But she can fight them, but Yuri is impossible. Like it's flat out impossible. She can do a lot of damage once you get like the level 5. Her neutral is really good. Like Manon's neutral is fantastic. Manon's neutral is actually fantastic, but it needs a very special player to get her to do really well. It can be done. It can be done. She's probably like the most decorated character from the guys in here, because like the best, like the most high profile of players are the ones that are using her. But yeah. Marisa, I made an entire video about Marisa, why she fell off, so I will leave a link to the characters I have like covered in details, like Terry, like Marisa, like maybe Chun-Li. Like I will leave a link to these videos so you can check them out, right? Lily is just so stagnant. Like as a character, Lily is just so stagnant. She's crouching heavy punch the character. And unfortunately, that doesn't bode that well for a character in tournament. She's just so one-dimensional in what she wanna do. Like, I feel like she's one of these characters that probably need a rework. It's just this. It is this as a character. I don't think she's bad either. Obviously got really good strengths like the light DP, which with Windstock is 4 frames, so she's very difficult to safe jump. OD Counter Spire is like forever really good. The buff to her level 1 super is actually really good as well. And her level 3 is not that hard to combo into now. So, yeah. I don't think much have changed for Lily, right? Jamie, Honda, and Dawson. From these guys, I think it's very difficult. Like Dawson, Jamie, and Honda, it's so hard to win like a big tournament with them. I am putting Jamie as the best of the 3 because Jamie have a lot of traits that are really good. Like 2-drink Jamie. If we start a round and it's 2-drink Jamie, he would shoot up the tier list. Like if I'm honest, 2-drinks Jamie, I'll put him in here. I think 2-drinks Jamie, like at least 2-drinks Jamie is good, but having to having to go through that every single time, that's just hard. But yeah, Jamie got a crouching medium kick that is 7 frames, so he got like a war crime crouching medium kick, just like Ken and just like Chun-Li. He got a really good one, so that's amazing for him. If he got the level 2s and he got the breakdance move, which means that now he gets like really good Oki, he gets like a safe jump off of that, so that's great for him. Like at 2 drinks, he's really solid, and his damage output is at this point where he loses the penalty, right? If you're starting and you're at like the start, see this, like his heavy punches at 90. But if you make it to 2 drinks, and now he's gonna be 100, and a lot of the character potential will start, right? I don't know if Jamie's ever gonna be good in the current format. Yes, they give him a lot of ways to drink up. Yes, you can like you can do this and get some drinks here. That's great. Maybe if you got like a punish counter heavy kick, like you can forego Oki and go for the drink. But anytime in this game where you are letting go of Oki to get the win condition, it's not even the win condition, like to get to play, that's bad. That is bad. Like you have to remember, like yes, Jamie is like that, but also like there are like Aki and Bison, right? Like with Bison I can do a combo into the heavy like with Bison I can do this combo into the heavy bomb, and now like I got my win conditions and I didn't really have to sacrifice damage or Oki that much. So in a game where Bison is doing this, Jamie having to let go of Oki just to get that, yeah, that's not that great. I don't know if he's ever gonna be that great as long as he got this, to be honest. Like on paper he got all the tools, but that mechanic holds him back so much. Honda. So low key, I don't think Honda's that bad. I think Honda's actually pretty good. I think Honda's probably better than people give him credit for, all things considered. It's just that he's super, again, like he was like the headbutt machine and now he became the standing medium punch machine. But that's normal, that does mental damage. People get pissed when they have to deal with that standing medium punch, and it's a fantastic button. It's a fantastic button. He also got good traits to him, like the fact that he got like that EX moves that allow him to get like plus frames. That's actually really good, right? And he still gets to check, so that's great. He got a crouching medium kick that he can combo after because he's plus 6. So that's actually really good for him as well. Headbutt, still really good, still really hard to use. Like this move is still like, at least a medium headbutt, this is still like a 10 frame starter move. It's still really fast and really good. And now if the opponent is in burnout, it's plus, so even more advantage to press the opponent. I think this normal as well, that standing medium kick is underrated. Like this move is a fantastic move in the neutral. Like it beats so much. It's actually really good. His level 1 super is 7 frames as well. It's like one of the fastest supers in the game. It let him punish so much. He's one of the very few characters in the game that got a strong enough like level 2 anti-fireball super. It was much on a kick. It's kick, right? Yeah, this is really good and from good range. So it's like he can shut down fireballs better than others, and CC pushes you to the corner, so that's really good. So he does have good strengths to him, and he does have like frame 1 armor, so that's good, but obviously like pretty unsafe. Makes safe jumps on him a little bit weird because you're gonna have to use lights, but it's just that his design is bad as heck. Like perfect Barry ruins a lot of Honda, and he does have this, which I think is good. He does have this, which I think is phenomenal. His heavy punch for 8 frames for what it does. Like this is one of the best whiff punishes in the game. This move is ridiculous. Like what he gets out of that is absolutely good. So he does have a lot of tools. It's just that his design as like the ultimate tackle character hurts him so much. Dhalsim, I don't think Dhalsim works in SF6. Flat out, a lot of his mechanics don't really work that well. In this game, it's super hard for a character like him to function. We already knew this about the game, kinda, but yeah. Like as time goes on, it becomes harder and harder and harder for Dhalsim. Not terrible, they did give him some buff, like the change to his level 1 super. Now this is doing a lot of chip damage. He does have some strengths. His zoning still can be pretty good. That heavy kick is still really good, but he gets whiff punished much easier, and his defensive option is so bad, especially once you're in burnout, because level 1 doesn't got invul frames, so that is a big issue. So he gets mauled on defense, and I don't think he controls, like he doesn't control that amazing enough for him to be that weak on defense, right? Like I think a lot of characters that got much strong, like for example, Kimberly got critical pressure, level 1 invul super. Marisa have many defensive options with armor. JP got amnesia that at least he can use, and obviously an invincible level 1. Bison got amazing rush down, win conditions and everything, and got an invul level 1. Aki got an invul level 1. It's only like him and Zangief and DJ, and DJ got so many strengths to him, and they're trying something different with his level 1. Like I absolutely see it, but it makes surviving as Dhalsim really hard. So yeah, this is the tier list. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. I try to be as thorough as possible with every character, like why I place them as the way they are, and what I think about them. I think overall the game is still in a really good spot. It's very well balanced, all things considered. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.